3-team deal. And then, of course, the big old blockbuster up between Kevin Durant and TJ Warren packaged together for Mikal Bridges, Cam Johnson, Jake Crowder, and a first-round pick unprotected 2023, 2025, 2027, and 2029, and a pick swap in 2028. The Nets are contenders.
What? What in the world? The Brooklyn Bridge?
I mean, we'll talk about it a bit, but I really think the fact that Brooklyn walked away with technically, if you include the 2 other first-round picks they have 7 first-round picks and 5 new players.
Yeah, from a Rockets perspective, their compensation isn't necessarily ideal, but it is nice because when you trade away Kyrie and KD, you're not going to be better. So we'll see how it all pans out. I don't feel too hopeful that that's going to happen.
They're still a playoff squad, dude. They're like 12. They're 12 guys deep. If you don't believe this is you're stupid. If you don't think this is yeah. Dude, have you not seen this team's roster?
Team or something? I have seen this roster.
Yeah,
what I'm excited about if I'm the Brooklyn, you're about to who's the number 1 option, and don't say Mikal Bridges, because if that's the answer, they're all
first
good.
off. It's probably going to be Spencer Dinwiddie on this team, but for right now, but it's going to be like a co-option. You sound like the type of people who said the Utah Jazz were going to be bottom of the barrel. Guess what? They're not. So it's going to probably be Spencer Dinwiddie, Mikal Bridges, Dorian Finney-Smith, Ben Simmons, Nick Claxton. You're just hitting the bench now, all right? Okay? Then you're going to probably still have, if you keep Jay Crowder right there, okay? You have Cam Johnson off the bench. You have yourself Cam Thomas as well. But Royce O'Neal, Joe Harris, Seth Curry, you got yourself as well, like Durant Sharp and Watanabe. Like, you get to 13 guys before you even hit Edmund Summer and like Patty Mills and Cam Thomas.
Well, yeah, most rosters have 13 NBA players on them. So
15, but you have like 13 guys who would start on any other team.
No.
Yeah.
No, that is wrong.
All these guys were starting. Okay.
Watanabe is not a starter.
Okay, that's
Harris
true.
He's not a starter.
Joe Harris is a start. I said Patty Mills is not. I never said Patty Mills was a star. I said Patty Mills was.
You just said all.
I just said no. I said we got to 13 guys before we got to Patty Mills.
Okay, that's fine. It doesn't matter. You just traded away Kevin Durant, Kyrie Irving. You're not.
Yeah, but you have at least this team's 10 to 11 guys deep.
And my point is, so is every NBA team that has 15 players. They usually
but you're discrediting the two-way ability, the defensive ability, and the scoring ability of this team.
If you're a Nets fan, you are not happy right now.
You're still a playoff team.
Congratulations. So are my Chicago Bulls. But like that doesn't do.
You're not pissed off. You're looking at this like, hey. Off. No, you're not, because
you had 3 Hall of Famers on your team.
Yes, but we knew.
And how many do you have now? You have 0.
Fire
them all. Literally fire everybody.
I think, yes, losing Kevin Durant's upsetting, but when you look at the haul that the Nets were able to get in these deals, they walked away basically still a playoff team. They're not a contending team. They are still a playoff team.
That's fine. It's still tough. It is absolutely.
It is tough, but it's to walk away. You walk away. I tweeted this. You walk away, or I wrote this somewhere. After losing James Harden, Kyrie, and Kevin Durant, you walk away with Ben Simmons, Cam Thomas, Nick Claxton, 7 first-round picks, Spencer Dinwiddie, Dorian Finney-Smith, Mikal Bridges, Jay Crowder, Cam Johnson, and I think that's everyone. Like, that's pretty fucking good.
Well, I wouldn't use the words pretty fucking good, but I would say that's pretty fucking okay. Cam Thomas, if Cam Thomas didn't have 3 straight 40 bombs, I don't think he would be all that much hyped in this inclusion. But you're right, they have Claxton.
I love Cam Thomas, but like, do we expect Cam Thomas like Cam Thomas to like? Okay, so like I expect Cam Thomas obviously to have earned himself a larger role right here, and I'm sorry for this turning into like immediately into this became just Nets got people just arguing about the Nets. Shout out to everyone watching right now, 10 people, everyone who's watching, hit that like and subscribe button. It'd be much appreciated. We post daily, but we're live daily. I'm going to pull up the Nets roster right now so we have it right here. Shout out ESPN for updating the roster immediately after the trade. So when I made a video, I had the roster right in front of me. Is that so nice?
Yeah, it is very nice.
All right, so this is the roster. They don't let you organize by position, so I did it by height to kind of. It's still. But if you look at this roster right here, also Spencer Dinwiddie, did not know he was 6'6". I thought he was like 6'4".
Yeah, good for him.
But like, I just think like we're not gonna. We got a 16-point per game scorer, Mikal Bridges. You got another 16 at least, and like you think Mikal and Spencer would both jump up to 20 now here. Dorian's like an 11-point. Cam Johnson's like a 14-point. Cam Thomas is, I don't know what, like, I mean, right now he's 40. Yeah, he's averaging what, 36.7 for the month of. I think it's unreal what we're seeing right now with this Brooklyn Nets roster, and for what they were able to get back as in terms of a haul, they're not decimated. You know, like this team.
What were the picks exactly from Phoenix?
The 2023, 2025, 2027, 2029, and a pick swap in 2028. All unprotected.
So about half of those are going to be solid. I mean, I guess a first is a first, but Phoenix has, what, 4 years
the
now?
Back, yeah, but the back end of those firsts are going to be good.
Yeah, hopefully. That's probably the thought, yeah.
Yeah, that's what you meant, right? Like
I'm saying like half of them are good, or half of them are going to be good because the first half probably won't. But I guess the first is a first.
All right, the Phoenix Suns now. Unless you had more Nets talk you want to talk, I just thought we could circle back.
I don't think the Nets are done, but that's about it.
We can always circle back. I feel like we should try to hit everything. Okay, so we have right here the Phoenix Suns. It's Kevin Durant and TJ Warren, which it's kind of funny. TJ's in this deal. I love TJ, but it's just former Sun. Yeah, I'm coming home. Tell the world I'm coming home. Let the rain. No, you're not gonna join.
Yeah, that's a good song.
Yeah, that's a great song. I also. So surprised that I remembered that many lyrics.
Is that Eminem?
Doesn't he have a verse in that, or is that the remix?
Oh, is it? Oh, okay. So it's just Rihanna with the. Is it Rihanna?
I don't know, man.
I don't know.
And I'm still amazed that I knew that many words to that song. But it's now Chris Paul, Devin Booker, Kevin Durant. Is Darius Saric the starting power forward, and DeAndre Ayton?
Your time has finally come.
Darius Saric. No, I'm just kidding. It's probably TJ Warren's or Torrey Craig's starting at small forward and Kevin Durant's the power forward. My assumption is Kevin Durant at power forward, DeAndre Ayton at center, point guard Chris Paul, shooting guard Devin Booker, and then you decide either you run Torrey Craig or TJ Warren as your starting small forward, or you could go small and run Devin Booker at small forward and then have either Landry Shamet, Damian Lee be the shooting guard.
Oh, yeah.
That's the other option you have right there.
Yeah. They're going to have to. So, Phoenix is really good. I mean, we got like 6 whole hours until the deadline, so anything can happen. And I wouldn't be surprised.
I think the deadline's very little moves are going to happen now.
Well, yeah.
Who else is going to get traded?
Yesterday, so.
Well, no, yesterday. Well, I knew the Kevin Durant trade was happening already. I made a video basically saying Kevin Durant trade was happening 9 hours before it happened.
Okay, well, so we still came on the show yesterday and said there's going to be no big trade.
Well, okay, yeah. Well, actually, You're right.
I've been calling it all damn year. You called it for 9 hours. I said the second Kyrie Irving leaves, so his
Okay, let me
best
put
friend,
it.
Kevin Durant.
Was I hesitant for these moves to happen? Yes, because it seemed like we were in a Mexican standoff in the league. I'll admit that it seemed like there was a Mexican standoff going on, that everyone was literally facing each other. It was the end of Reservoir Dogs right there. You were just standing there like, great fucking movie. But it felt like Reservoir Dogs, okay? Every NBA team was like literally holding each other. And like, you know what? The Nets were the guy bleeding out, okay? Where, was it Mr. Pink? Not Mr. Pink, Mr. Blue. I don't even remember. But the guy, Eric Stoltz, is bleeding out, okay? And that was the Brooklyn Nets. The Brooklyn Nets were Reservoir Dogs bleeding out. Everyone's in a Mexican standoff, okay? And the movie ends. And this is the end of the movie, and this is the aftermath. Like, I think we started to see the Jakob Poeltl trade, and I think crazy. And everything that went on, and this led to this. First off, can we both sit here and say that we're shocked to the fact that DeAndre Ayton is still on the Phoenix Suns?
Dude, it's crazy. Who would have thought like 1 year ago? But now this Suns team is super legit. So that's my whole thing is, what's the buyout market going to look like? Are they going to make more trades? Because if not, they're definitely going to be in the contention, right? But next year, they probably have a better shot at getting here to like build up their depth. But Chris Paul's on borrowed time, so this could be
okay. Let's not act like Chris.
To go for it. You got 4 years of Book and KD. That's nuts.
That is fucking crazy.
Suns fan, and that's nuts.
Okay, so what do you have right here? Chris Paul. For whatever Chris Paul is, he still can play. I don't give a fuck.
Yeah, now, definitely.
He's still one of the better 15-point guards in the league.
When he doesn't have a pulled hamstring, 100%.
Yes, you got me there. When he is healthy, he is one of the 15 best point guards in the league. And do we agree you need a top 15 point guard to win in the NBA usually?
Yeah, and I think he's probably even more like top 10 at worst. So
yeah. Okay, top 10. I'm happy. I didn't know how much your Chris Paul hate went, so I said top 15 to give you the benefit of the doubt. Durant still is playing like an MVP. Devin Booker, we assume fully healthy, gonna get back to that MVP level that we know he's played at for 3 seasons, right? It's basically been Devin Booker's been playing at an MVP level. Then you have DeAndre Ayton. As much as people hate him, he's a guy who's going to give you 10 and 10 every night. Okay,
what did he do in the last playoffs?
But we have Jock Landale and Bismack Biyombo if he shits the bed.
And he won't, because he's having a phenomenal year. And he's sick of getting babied around, and he had an impressive playoff where he became Mr. Strong, DeAndre Ayton, a couple of years ago.
I just think it's going to be insane having Booker and Devin Booker and Durant together, because Booker has just done a brilliant job of learning how to play off ball to Paul and deferring to Paul's style whenever needing, and like letting Paul take over when required, and also playing great defense. That's something Devin Booker has not been given credited towards, like his growth as a defensive player. And now I think it's crazy because you think this is a team where, the Nets took a lot of their rotation, and that now it's Landry Shamet, Torrey Craig, Damian Lee, and TJ Warren with Jock Landale and Bismack Biyombo having to step up. Yeah. But I think right here, CP3, as long as he looks less washed, like not washed, I don't want to say CP3 has looked washed. It just looks like Father Time has started to like.
Yeah, he's on borrowed time.
He's on borrowed time. Yeah, you're right. He's on borrowed time, and if he can, maybe
2 nights later of 28 and 10.
Yeah, I personally, if you can, start playing Cameron Payne more for the regular season to save Chris Paul for the playoffs.
Yeah.
Or do you think you just need to mesh them as quick as possible and try to play as many minutes together?
That's the thing is, you want to build that chemistry heading into the playoffs. I don't know. as much as as Chris Paul isn't my favorite basketball player in the league, I really want him to be healthy for the entire season because I want to see this year what that can be like. Because
You're like the
Devin
only
Booker,
person who doesn't want Chris Paul to win a title.
well, he's the dirtiest player in the league.
No,
So,
that's Giannis Antetokounmpo. You convinced me on that one.
okay, there we go. So he's top 2 at worst. But now Devin Booker, we know he can lead a team, but since he hasn't done it, it's just like Jason Tatum. It's like, when's he gonna take that leap to become a superstar?
You don't think Devin Booker's a superstar?
A superstar with a ring. I think he's in between star and superstar because of how good he is. But I think you need a ring.
I think if you're an MVP candidate, for more than 1 year, you're a superstar.
Well, yeah, I mean, most people would say Devin Booker is a superstar, and just like Jason Tatum, I'm saying they're in between it. They're 1.5. I know.
I think Jason
kind of stupid, but
Jason
you have to
Tatum's
win
a
a ring to
superstar.
me. You can't shoot 30%
Okay.
in the finals, and then I'm supposed to be oh yeah, you're gonna do differently next year. It's not like Devin Booker ever.
Is it championship or bust for the Suns this season? Is it every?
It's
I mean,
not at
obviously,
all. No,
you don't think this
Not
season's
at
a
all.
championship or bust season?
no.
Why?
And I don't
how
want to hear
come?
about Chris Paul, because how many rings does Mr. Paul have?
But that's the thought, because if they don't get it this year, you obviously are going to have to try to.
They almost traded this dude for Kyrie Irving.
Is Chris Paul?
They tried to.
I mean, also the other thing, this is the deal that was offered to the Suns over the summer and was rejected. It's the same deal. The Nets rejected this deal. The Nets were offered Mikal Bridges, Cam Johnson, and Jay Crowder, and
Well,
four.
I heard it was a little bit possibly different because the old Suns owner, they didn't want to put in Mikal Bridges. So I can't remember. I don't think Mikal Bridges was in the summer one. And
Maybe you're right.
Turning this deal down yesterday or the day before or yesterday, and I think the new owner, I can't remember his name, told
James Jones
to keep calm. Just keep calm.
No. Shout out Matt. Is it Matt Ishbia or Matt Ishbia?
Ishbia. I think it's Ishbia.
Ishbia?
I think so. I'm pretty sure, yeah.
It's such an easy looking name, but it could be Bia or Bia because it's bias without the S.
He comes in 1 week and bang, acquires Kevin.
One day, that was his first day on the job.
Oh, jeez.
So I want to say first off, is it championship or bust now every season? Because also is the other thing is do you have to, if you don't win the championship this year, do you trade Chris Paul?
Hopefully it doesn't get to that Kyle Lowry point. I think Chris Paul is a significantly better player than Kyle Lowry.
His game is completely less reliant on athleticism than Kyle Lowry.
Yeah, I mean, it's going to come down to, first off, how does it look in how does it end? How do the Phoenix Suns series? How does the playoffs end for them? Because
so you're saying it's
like last year.
What if it's I think the only way you don't trade Chris Paul is if you make it to the NBA Finals and it's a close NBA Finals. But if you lose in the even then it's like you said, it's how you look. If you lose it and Chris Paul's literally on one leg that he's barely making it up and down the court. Then I agree. You trade him, but if you lose the NBA Finals and Chris Paul's out there dropping 35, you're just
yeah. No, that's a good point. I think they still have a buffer year because Book's contract goes from this year's 33 whatever, next year's 33 whatever, and then 50 with the TV deal and all that stuff. So I think if you want to keep Chris Paul on a $30 million a year contract, and he has a good finals or they has a good playoffs, they
hold that thought. For all 20 people watching, hit that like and subscribe button. We're live Monday through Friday at 9 a.m. to 10 a.m. Eastern time every single day. Continue.
We're trying to hit 2,000 subs by NBA All-Star Weekend, which is
so close.
We're very far.
Eric,
I like this. This is gonna make it so much easier for me to enjoy the Phoenix Suns, even with Chris Paul. I'm excited.
Well, the Phoenix Suns are definitely going to have to play the buyout game. I mean, there's going to be multiple teams in the buyout game.
And
I think
people
the
are going to want to go there.
the Lakers and the Suns are two teams that and probably the Mavericks as well. Terrence Ross, we assume. Who else? Will Barton. Terrence Ross, Will Barton. I made a video on it the other day. Terrence Ross, Will Barton are a few of the guys that we know are being talked about.
Yeah.
I wonder if they'll do Mason Plumlee the solid and buy him out. I wonder. Sometimes teams do that. Like even though a guy's playing really good, they weren't able to trade him, and they're like, "We're a terrible team. Like go to a contender." You know, like that happens where like a terrible team has a guy having a career year, and they're like, "We couldn't trade you, but we know like we can't waste like your season right now, man. Like here, we'll buy you out." Go sign with like a contending team. Like that's happened before. Oh, John Wall. Like I personally think we'll talk about that in a bit, but John Wall to Miami is something I think we're about to see because Russ is going to LA.
Possibly.
Well, from everything I'm seeing, Chris B. Haynes is reporting Russell Westbrook's going to the Clippers and he's from LA. He probably just wants to stay in Los Angeles.
And he likes, Russ likes that vengeance. He likes that word revenge.
We
would love to show the Lakers what they missed out on.
Are we good right here for Phoenix Suns right now to move on to the Jakob Poeltl trade? We can always circle back.
A+ Phoenix, great job.
A+ Phoenix.
So it's so funny seeing like I'll like go on a YouTube video or a viral tweet and it'll be like from yesterday and all the comments are Suns fans are getting their panties in a bunch for no reason. It's kind of funny. Like KD ain't going anywhere, especially not to y'all. Like, hey, whoa.